Okay, guys, so welcome to another episode of the Mentoring Men podcast. And it's so cool to have you guys here in the group and as viewers here of this podcast. And we're doing it live right now, as you can see. If you already joined us, very cool that you're here. And otherwise, if you're watching the replay, of course, also cool. And let us know what you think of it. And if you have anything to add, just put it in the comments down below. When you're watching live, we'll actually monitor the comments here as well, so I can see what's happening there, and we can put you on in on the comments that you make. So that's pretty cool too. So John, you're in Georgia, you said?
I'm in Georgia right now, yeah.
All right, you're in Georgia. I'm in Switzerland right now with
hmm
visiting my girlfriend again. So that's why my background is different, and that's why your background is different from normal.
Yep.
So it's cool to have you guys here again, as always. And yeah, let's hit it on to the subject of today, right? So, John,
hmm Well,
give us a hint of
we had
what you want to talk about.
what we had talked about the past couple of weeks was um, some of the choices that you make, and how to. One of the things that I wanted to kind of get into today was the decisions that we make. Think about this. How many decisions do we make every day? Thousands of decisions that we make literally every day, from something as simple as when you get the munchies, you're just sitting at home in front of the TV, you go grab a bag of potato chips. That decision is it's you're not consciously making that decision, because it would be just as easy for you to pick up an apple or a banana or something healthy instead of a bag of fruit. So instead of a bag of potato chips. So how many decisions are you making on autopilot that you don't even think about the decision, the choice? You can substitute decision for choice here. How many of these
Yeah,
decisions are on autopilot that are affecting you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever it is, that you don't even think about? So this is where you guys need to get into making conscious choices. And this is a very difficult
yeah,
thing to do when you have habits that are ingrained in you and you're just running through the motions. You don't think about this stuff. But this is how you take control
exactly.
back. This is how you take
It's
control
actually
back.
it's been a study that it's around, we have around 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, right? 60
Right.
to 70,000 thoughts a day. But 95% are all subconscious in your subconscious
hmm
mind, and they're the same thoughts as yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before, right?
And
and
some of
and
them,
most of them are created by habits. You actually can have a habitual thought pattern. That's what's happening.
mhm,
And so you're sitting on the couch, you're watching a movie, and the automatic pilot goes on because you need popcorn or chips or whatever, right?
right,
Or a Diet Coke or whatever your habitual thought pattern is. And we've talked about this before, right? You go to work, you can't even remember how you got to work. So these
right.
patterns and these habits are also created by your subconscious mind, and that's why you're on autopilot. So only 5% of these, or maybe even less than 5% of these 60,000 thoughts are something you do consciously. But how
Right.
many thoughts you really have on a day that you make consciously? Now I'm going to do this, or now I'm going to do that, or that's like maybe on two hands to count, right, on a day.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
is true,
some of
John,
the
that you take you. Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah,
some of those habitual patterns that you're running are supposed to be habitual. Or you don't have to tell your
sure.
heart to beat. You don't have to tell your lungs to breathe. Okay. Imagine if you had to make that conscious choice every day. You don't have to. Some of
Sure.
this stuff is supposed to be on autopilot. But some of the things, like when you are faced with a task of some kind, you have to prioritize. Now, all of a sudden, you're engaging your brain. What is more important? What has to come first? And once you build up a routine, okay, I know I need to, when I get up in the morning, I get out of bed. That's the first thing that happens. Then I go brush my teeth. Maybe that's the second thing you do. And the third thing is put on the coffee, or whatever order you do this in the morning. You've been doing it for so long, you're running a pattern.
Yeah.
And it may not be the right pattern anymore. So think about consciously the choices that you're making, and I'm using silly examples right now, brushing your teeth and making coffee, but this is where it starts. This is the simple stuff first
Yeah.
before we get into the hardcore stuff. It's all
Exactly. Is
about,
it the moment that you want to change, that you want to go for a run outside, right? Is it something you want to
yeah.
change there, that you think, I need to do more on that, so I'm going to change it in my morning routine? Then it becomes a conscious thought, and you can even like hack this pattern that you have and say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so normally I wake up, my brain is still like foggy, and the first things come in my mind that is normal what I do. So you get up, you do your daily things, and then you decide, wait a minute, but instead of now go outside, smoke a cigarette, I also could like put on my shorts and go for a run, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how
That's
you
true.
break the pattern. That's how you can, like, first you have to know and decide that you're going to do that. It's the second thing to actually go and do it, because I've decided so many times
The
that I
action
didn't do it. So there was no decision making, there was just a thought, right? And that's the difference between a thought and a decision.
and a
It
decision.
starts
That's
with a
right.
thought. Yeah, it starts with a thought. And if you combine it then with the feeling you have with that thought, then it was already can combine to a decision you're going to make. But the
Mm-hmm.
decision is not going to be there without a feeling or without a thought. It needs them both.
And yeah, and then think about the feeling. How do you feel when you make a decision, a conscious choice, and it works the way you want it to? Because you made a decision. I'm going
Exactly.
to do this. I've made up my mind. This is going to happen. I'm not accepting no for an answer. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to be able to do whatever it is that you decide that, this is something new. I haven't done it, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. And then you accomplish it. Then you accomplish it. And you've actually done it. And how does that make you feel? How are you feeling inside? Like you're on top of the world, right? Well, how do you get that
Yeah.
feeling all the time? Because that's, we talked about how the feel-good hormone, dopamine, right? When you do something and you feel good, that dopamine is flowing through you. And when you feel like crap, it's cortisol and the hormones that take you down. I don't want cortisol's there for a reason, but I'd rather have dopamine floating through my system. When I'm on that high and I can take on anything in the world. And it has to do with, part of it is recognizing the feeling that you are feeling when you accomplish something you set you set a goal to do. And so many people
Exactly.
take
And I think
advantage of that. People our age now taking advantage of that. They don't think it's important anymore. It's massive. It's hugely important to
it's
recognize the
it's
feeling.
it's everything. It's literally everything. And we need to make a distinction between when you feel something, when you are thinking about something, or when you're feeling it after the experiencing. Because when I'm just waking up and I'm thinking about, I want to go for a run, my whole body says, dude, are you crazy? No, we're not going to do that, right? It doesn't feel very comfortable to do that. So that's a feeling. But when I
Mm-hmm.
go surpass it, and it has to do with a pattern that we have to break through, right? This whole pattern of we have to make a decision. And once you make a decision, you go do things, then your brain, actually your RAS, your reticular activating system,
Activating system.
is trying to look for proof of what you've done is cool, is great, is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
right? That it supports it. So after you've done it, then you're looking for this idea. You want to create this idea of, yeah, that's true. It felt amazing. I feel crazy. I feel amazing. If my legs hurt, but I'm cool. I've done it, right? So breaking the pattern really not only goes from the feeling of I want it and I how does it feel? No, you go do it. And after you do it, then you see the experience. And then you actually see the proof inside of you and around you that it was a good decision. And
Yeah,
that will lead to that you will take the decision again and again and again and
and
again.
again,
And that's
and
how
that's
you
a
break
new
through.
habit forming, and you start running a new pattern, and you get better than you were before. And that's how this happens. And it can be simple little things. Guys, listen, this past week I had to go for a blood test, right? And it was a fasting blood test. First thing I do in the morning before I do anything else is I wake up and I put that cup of coffee on. So when I put the pot of coffee on, I get out of the shower, my coffee's ready for me. I couldn't have coffee. It completely threw me off my game.
Yeah.
I completely threw me
Yeah.
off. I can't function without my coffee in the morning, but that's
No,
bullshit in your
right.
belief system that we were talking about last week. I can function without coffee in my system in the morning. It was rough because
Of
I'm not
course.
used to it, but you know what? I didn't have
That's
coffee
something
that
else.
morning.
Yeah.
And my brain, I survived. Oh my God. I'm alive to tell the tale. I missed my coffee in the morning and I'm still here to talk about it. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
exactly.
It's a silly little example, but this is the bullshit in your belief system. This is the stuff that you have decided is true. It's not necessarily true, but you just think it is because you made a choice.
Yeah,
And this is
exactly.
where the
Yeah,
conscious decisions come into play. And it starts off with little insignificant stuff, like a banana instead of a bag of chips, or having a glass of ice water in the morning instead of a cup of coffee.
yeah,
Simple
yeah,
little
absolutely.
changes over time change everything.
And it's even easier if you can change something into something else. So, just like you said, right? Well, I don't think every day a banana is such a good thing for you as well, but
Oh
have
yeah.
indeed something more healthy than the bag of chips, or have this glass of ice water instead of something else. So the movement still stays the same, right? You're drinking something or you're eating something, but
Mm-hmm.
you change the basics of it, the principle, and then you can see, okay, is this still working out for me, or is it then something I can get rid out of my life, or I want to add on to my life. So that's even easier as well. And the great thing what you said, John, really triggered me as well, is that once you decide something you're going to do, that makes the change, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what's very important as a underlaying mask, which is, not for so much for the small things, but really for the big belief systems you want to change, because these belief systems keep telling you things. They are the little voice in your head every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, this little voice is not just some advisor or consultant. It's like the dictator that's telling you what to do and what to say. So it can be really like dominating. But this voice is there to protect you, because it's there,
Mm-hmm.
it wants you to help you, because it knows that whatever it did, it worked, right? And you're still alive, so it did its job great. Now, if you want to change that, you have to become someone else. You have to be someone else. It's not just I'm showing different behavior. I'm not only, trying to think positive. Thinking positive doesn't work. It just doesn't work, because your inner voice knows it's bullshit.
So this is where growth
So
is. You're growing when you're becoming somebody better than you were before.
yeah,
You're still the same you,
exactly.
but you're better than you
Yeah,
were
but
before.
exactly, and it's like showing a mirror who you are, right? If you're showing a mirror, if you're standing in front of a mirror, you see your reflection. That's what you see. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to change what you see in the mirror, you're not going to change the mirror. You have to change, right? So it shows differently in the mirror. And that's pretty much the same here as well. You got to show and be someone who is a runner in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or who eats something healthy at dinner, or at watching a movie, or can make 100K in a month, or can have a model as his friend, as his girlfriend, right? It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, what you want, what decision you want to really like created, but you have to become it, so you can make the decision, you can make the right choice, and make that choice and see the results happening, because you are already that person.
Yeah, and remember last week we were talking about how habits and patterns, if you run in the wrong pattern, you're not going to see this. But once you make this choice,
Yeah.
this decision to change something about yourself, it takes a little while because it takes 21 days, 30 days to form a new habit. Okay, so you're going to have to do this
Longer.
for a while,
It
and
can
you're going
take
to
the
meet
whole
with
year.
resistance because that your who you were, the old you, doesn't like change, doesn't want you to change. But you consciously have to make the decision of who's in charge here. All right, the past is the
Yeah.
past. You can't do anything about that. All you really have is right now. What decision do you want to make now? I want to make my life better. I want to do this. So you make the
Yeah.
decision. You're going to get resistance from your old self, that inner core that's trying to keep you safe, because now you're outside your comfort
Yeah.
zone. But it happens over time, and it doesn't really take that much time. If you would have told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that I'd be co-hosting a podcast, oh, are you out of your mind? What are you talking about? Look at me now. How much has changed in
Yeah.
such a short
Of
period
course.
of time, and it's amazing. And it's just little
Yeah.
baby steps every day. Just tighten the screws a little bit every day. It's amazing how fast things change. And eventually you're going to see, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I changed. I'm not the person I used to be anymore. And it's going to happen. You're not even going to realize it. And that's the
And
exciting
it's,
part. When you
yeah,
realize this happened, I don't
that
even know how it happened. It just happened. It's great.
absolutely. And it's so eminent that, you know, these little steps are, I mean, so many things we have in our lives are coming
Yeah.
from our belief systems. It's really, if you really think about it, everything you do is from your belief system. The clothes you wear, the type of clothes you wear. If you were born in America or in Europe, we wear, as men, we wear shirts. I had this morning, I'm living here with my girlfriend and her 5-year-old son, right? So I put on this shirt. This is a pink shirt. And he looks at me, why are you wearing a pink shirt? You're not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like a pink shirt. I like this color. You like that color? Are you a woman? No, of course not. I'm a woman. I'm a man. But men don't wear pink. People will laugh at you. It's a belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Women should wear pink and men couldn't wear pink and, you know, whatever. But if you were born in Saudi Arabia, you would probably, as a man, wear a white dress, right? It's everything we do. How
Mm-hmm.
long you grow your nails, how often you brush your teeth, how you comb your hair, whatever. I mean, literally everything in your life is a belief system. What you believe is true is creating your own truth. And you
That's
can
right.
challenge everything. And I like that as a challenge for the guys watching.
Yeah.
Challenge one of the things that you really think like, wait a minute, if this is true, if it is true that everything is a belief system, then I can change everything. And I'm actually doing the
Absolutely.
challenge myself. Um, my biggest belief system has always been I earn about 5K a month and that's it. I challenge that system. I actually started doing that last week. I'm challenging that system and I want to make 100K in a month. Why not? Because it's a belief system that I mean, there are people that do that, right? So why not
Mm-hmm.
me? So I really want to challenge you as well. Take a look at your life. What is it in your life that you really don't like that much? You like to be different. In what way? Could be your love life, could be your small things like, for example, going for a run. Last year, I did that with the running. I was never a runner until I decided I wanted to be a runner. So I changed my
Right.
belief system. I am a runner. And within 3 months, I was able to run 10 kilometers, 6 miles, right? So that's the challenge I want to give to you guys, right? John, what would be your belief system that you want to challenge? I'm going to put you on the spot there.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things that 2 weeks ago I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, but I am in. I since I got divorced, I've been in an apartment, and I am not happy in this apartment. It's not where I want to be. It's not home. It's a roof over my head, and I'm grateful for it, but it's not where I want to stay. And I made a decision that I want to buy a house. And I started looking around, and I found a builder that I liked. I found a house that I like. The price is reasonable, and I'm in a position where I can. It should be well. Let's backtrack a minute. Since my divorce, and this happens a lot, at least in the U.S., when you get a divorce, your credit score just tanks. It just goes down for a lot of different reasons, and mine did too. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to get a mortgage. But you know what? I realized that I have a certain amount of money in the bank, and I can put half down on this house if I really had to. And so I've got the applications filled out and they've been submitted. And I didn't need 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't even have thought about actually filling out the application, but I did it. I took action. Is it going to happen? You better believe it is. I'm going to get that mortgage because I believe I'm going to get that mortgage. I've come too far for this thing to just explode in front of me and not happen. This is going to happen. And I made that choice. I got that belief system that this is going to come together for me. No more, oh my God, it's never going to happen. I'm not going to believe that anymore. I'm not going to allow that pattern to play in my mind anymore. I
Yeah,
am going to get this mortgage. And next week when
exactly.
we come back, we're going to find out whether or not it happened. And it will. It will
Well,
happen.
not whether or not that you will have it, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the
Absolutely.
great thing about this process, what we just talked about, right? With the thinking, feeling, the RAS,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That system that looks for proof. You're going to see that's happening, right? And just by how you created your own world. But you first had to start being that guy that said, enough is enough.
Yes.
I'm good for it. So I'm going to make it happen. And that's where it starts. So guys, let us know in the comments, what is it that you think, right? What are the things that you, are going to
You know,
challenge from your belief system?
one of the hardest things for guys and girls, it doesn't make a difference who you are. One of the hardest things for people to understand is that you literally have to believe so who at your core, you have to believe that yes, this is going to happen. It's a done deal. It's going to. You have to believe that it happened already before you actually see it happening. It's just such a difficult concept for people to understand, and it was hard for me to get it too. How can I say I am going to have whatever it is? And you look in the mirror, but I don't have it. I don't have it yet. So for me to say I am wealthy, pick a subject. I am
Yeah,
healthy, and you're not. And it feels like you're lying to yourself, but that's not what it's about. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about making a conscious decision,
no,
reprogramming the
exactly.
bullshit out of your belief system. I am healthy. And all of a sudden your brain starts to say, okay, we need to get healthy real quick because this is the new programming now. These are the new instructions.
Well,
Healthy.
exactly. That's exactly what I meant. By becoming that person, then it's is not just a positive thought where you're kind of like bullshitting yourself and your inner voice says, dude, you could say I'm wealthy, but look at the bank account, it's not saying you're wealthy, right? Or look at the skill and you're not healthy. So what the hell are you talking about? I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy. You're not healthy, dude. And that process keeps going on because that's your reticular activating system that's looking for proof, and the proof is around you. It says no, it's not there. So you need to surpass that, right? Do not need to start with the thinking, feeling, and then acting, right? We have to start with the feeling. If you start with the feeling and the acting, then the thinking can come as the next part when the loop is closing up, right? That's where you need to start. That's why we say you know to feel it. You got to be it. You got to be
You got
that
to
guy
feel
that
it. You got to
is
be it.
90 kilograms or 150 pounds, right? You got to be that
Right.
guy in your mind already. You got to see it every day when you wake up. And doesn't the present is not more real for your mind than the past or the future,
Your mind doesn't know
right?
the
The
difference.
subconscious mind cannot make any difference. No. So you can use that principle of visualizing, of seeing it and knowing it and really like incorporating being it. That's why I said you got to be it first and
Right.
then the rest will come. Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
you remember, I think it was last week, it may have been last week or the week before, I don't remember. But we talked about how if there's something that you want, you write it down in detail, right? Be specific about everything. You want the house, what color is
Yeah,
what color
exactly.
are the rooms and all of that stuff, right? Be detailed and specific. If you're trying to get healthy and lose some weight, when you look in the mirror, see the person that you want to look like. See him already there looking back at you. You need to visualize. This is where your mind comes into play. This is such an incredibly powerful tool, and people think it's always woo-woo stuff. No, it's not. It really does work. It's amazing. When you focused on
Yeah,
what it is that you want, you are automatically retraining your brain. You're reprogramming the computer. You're giving it
yeah.
new instructions. It sounds
It's that
ridiculous,
simple.
but it's
And
really
it's
that
not even
simple.
that, right? We can take it even a notch deeper if you guys like. Everything is energy, right? Everything
Mhm.
is created by energy. But there is no new energy. It's either energy in a different form. We don't create energy, we change energy from one size to the other, right? There is no new energy in the world, there is just energy. And everything that is being created is a different form of energy. So my hand has a form of energy, molecules, everything, which is different from a bottle of water, right? But if I boil water, the energy changes the form of the water, right? That's happening. So that means that everything already is. Everything already is. You being having lost weight
I'm good.
has already happened because it's already there. There is no new energy or energy lost, right? There is just energy. You just need to change the energy. That's the only thing.
So how do you change energy? Now we're getting into the psychedelic stuff. How do you change energy? You don't. It's
No,
what
no,
you are. You're
exactly,
changing your mindset. It's here that the change is taking place.
exactly,
Look, I got. Yeah, check this out for
exactly.
a minute. I got. See if I can do this. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can. We'll have to do it this way. I'm sitting outside of my friend's backyard, and I got this table.
Yeah,
Right, this table here. It's
yeah,
solid. The table is solid. But if you took a piece of this table and you put it under an electron microscope, you're going to see the atoms are moving. The thing is actually moving. There's energy there. You think it's
yeah,
solid,
exactly.
but it's not. It's such an incredibly difficult concept to get. But once you get it, everything just falls into place. It makes sense. Now, so
Yeah,
all the thoughts that you have are different kinds of energy. And you can feel the energy in yourself when you know that. Oh God, this is making me, I don't really feel too good. I don't want to do this. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. It's a different energy force flowing through your body. And you can feel it with the nausea, the knots in your stomach, the, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. As opposed to, man, I got this. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. As a confidence, there's a different energy flowing through your body. Listen to that energy. This is the
yeah,
feeling that I'm talking about. Listen to that feeling. It will tell you how close you are to making something happen for yourself or how far away you are. It really is a
absolutely.
huge indicator as to where you are, as opposed to how close are you from where you are to where you want to be. That feeling will tell you.
Yeah,
Listen to that feeling and follow it, and you'll get there a lot faster.
absolutely. And that energy, that frequency of the energy, right? That determines what kind of material it is. That has
Hmm.
like all like an unlimited amount of frequencies, so to say. You can pick up on things like that, right? That's how we
Yeah,
can touch things, that we can materialize things. But also the thoughts you've had it, right? Everyone has it, that you were thinking about this guy or this friend of yours, like, wow, I haven't talked to him for a while, and within a week he calls you or writes you on text, whatever, right? It's somehow this connection between people can work on that level as well, and others have it as a no, that's like way no, 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 not for me. Or other people like more we call them spiritual, but they're like the healers and things. They can channel all those kind of things. But it is scientifically proven that it is like right there, right? People can
absolutely.
change their inner state, and they can change their body with this just thinking. Because your body is just a instrument
Yeah.
of your mind, right?
Now,
So
Napoleon
whatever
Hill wrote a
you're
book in,
thinking about your body,
yeah,
it's the whole principle of the sugar pill, right? How do you call that?
yeah, placebo. Yeah.
You name it,
Hmm.
the placebo
You know,
effect, right? It's your body
Napoleon,
is doing the change for you.
yeah, exactly. You know, Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. And now think about the title to that book, Thinking About Getting Rich and I'm Going to Get Rich. Read the book. Just read the book. Okay. There's a million different
Absolutely.
ideas in there that there is scientific, you can scientifically back this up. Now think about this for a second. You know, how do you think and something's going to happen? Everything that is in your world right now, everything, the shirt that you have on, the glasses that you're wearing, the sneakers you have on, okay, the phone, I'm on my cell phone right now. Everything was a thought before it became
First,
manifested into something physical that you can hold. Somebody thought up this shirt.
yeah,
I wasn't me.
yeah,
But I'm benefiting from this person, whoever it was, thought up this shirt. I can see because somebody thought up a pair of glasses. You know, and it's this is
yeah. And that's
where
what
the
I mean
thought,
with everything
everything's
already existed.
manifesting from a
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I come from this principle of everything already exists. It just has to being created in a specific form, right? There is no new energy. It's just energy transforming into something else. And
Right.
the funny thing is with something like your shirt, it's not only someone had to think about the shirt, there was another guy thinking about a machine that can make shirts there was a
Yep.
guy or girl that was thinking about building a store where they can sell these shirts, and you had this idea. Wait a minute, I see this on this site that someone that thought of creating the site, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
buying this shirt. So it's everything starts with that idea to manifest everything in your life, and we do it. We already do it every day. But how
Mm-hmm.
cool is it
And
if we can
somebody had to
change it
come up
and
with the
make it a
logistics.
conscious decision?
Yeah. Somebody had to think up the
Yeah,
logistics to get the
exactly.
cotton from the farm, to the factory. They had to come up with somebody said, well, so let's think up a truck because we need to truck all this stuff from here to there. So somebody thought up a truck.
Yeah.
So one
What's a
idea, one
truck?
thought can spark how many other ideas? And we're
Yeah, exactly.
consciously not aware of the massive impact one thought, one choice, one decision can have, how it can domino and affect
Yeah,
everything in so many positive ways. And it sounds like this is outer space stuff, but it's not. It's everyday reality. You do it all the time,
yeah,
and you're not even
yeah,
consciously aware.
exactly.
So remember when we started off this morning, I was talking to you about how many choices and decisions that are just working in the background that you're not even consciously aware of. Take some time and just think about making a conscious choice and think about, well, I can do this or I can do that. Well, what would happen if I do this? And what would happen if I do that? And think about, find the flow, find the logic in this. Isn't a little experiment, a little homework assignment? What could happen if I did this? Or what could happen if I do this? I have these two choices. Well, what could possibly happen?
Yeah,
Then you can make an educated decision. But it's in the
yeah,
moment that you
exactly.
have to be able to do this. And this takes time. It takes practice.
Yeah,
You're not just going to wake up
yeah,
tomorrow morning and say, you know what, I'm going to make a conscious decision that's going to be perfect. No, you're not. It takes
no,
time to
perfect.
learn this.
The
It takes time to learn this, but it's
and
worth learning.
in that sense, every yeah, exactly, and everything is a perfect decision, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. The result may be different from what you planned, right? But that doesn't make anything different from the decision. And then there might be consequences and etc. But the decision itself is always a good one to take, as long as you take it yourself. Then you are in control, right? Yeah.
right.
All right. Well, this is so fascinating. I can go on for hours on this, right? So,
Yeah.
guys,
It's
really focus on that, right? Make the decision. That's an important one, and the challenge, right? What are you challenging in your belief systems? Which part of your belief system you want to challenge and see? Can I change this? And if you need help with that, that's why we're here. So let's
right.
discuss it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.
It's funny. You had said about how things don't always end up looking the way you wanted them to. Maybe different. This podcast is proof. We've talked about that on our first episode. I think that what was originally intended was never a podcast with you and me. What we
Right.
decided was going to happen did happen. It just didn't end up the way we originally envisioned it, but it's still here, it's still working.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, when you make a choice and you decide that you want this, you can still have this. It may not look exactly the same, but once you get it, you realize it. Wow, you know what? Look at what happened. Look what I had to become. Look at how I had to
Yeah.
grow, how I had to change and become better in order to have this. The goal is not
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
physical object. It's not the cup full of water. It's the journey. It really is who you have to become. Who do you have to become to have the thing that you want?
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
the priceless part of this. That's the growth.
Yeah.
And when you do become and you do get this thing that you want, you're going to automatically appreciate it more. It's amazing because you're going to see the journey that you had to go through to get there. It's worth it, guys. Absolutely
Yeah.
worth it. Change your mindset,
Yeah.
change your focus. I'm
Absolutely.
telling you.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much again for your time and for
Yep.
being here. Have a safe trip home today.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, we'll see each other next week. And
Next week,
guys,
absolutely. I'll
if
be
you
there.
have any questions or anything to share, then let us know and we're ready for you. All right. Take care,
All right, guys.
everyone.
Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.